The OAS presents Dealing with Setbacks and Grades. We'll discuss setbacks and how to respond, persist, and care for yourself. Midterm is usually a good time to assess your semester and your habits so far and adjust as needed, paying more attention to this class or that class, trying a new strategy, taking advantage of different resources. This semester is different because the second half of the semester is going to be delivered in a way that most students haven't taken a class before, at a time when we're all dealing with other changes, uncertainty, stress, and anxiety. Any roadblock, challenge, whatever it is to you, is a setback. And right now, we're all dealing with a massive change, and that can act as a setback. A setback doesn't have to stop you. When you've identified that setback, you use that as a jumping off point to adjust behavior or strategies as needed and launch yourself forward. If you feel you have control, you're more likely to try new things and keep trying. If you feel like the setback is external or you don't have any control, you're less likely to persist and will see that as an uncontrollable setback. Why is this important? Because really, there are many things that we don't have control over, especially now. But what you can do is think about what you do have control over. You have control over your reactions and your preparation going forward. Sometimes you just have to pretend like you have control, because you do have control over your reactions. Maybe not initially, but you can come up with a plan. Pause this video for a moment and list your reactions, what you're feeling right now about finishing the semester online and all the other changes that are going on. Maybe it's sadness, anger, loss of personal space. Take a minute and pause and list those reactions. Now, after you've listed those, pause again and brainstorm how you can gain some control over those reactions. Brainstorm the reactions and some setbacks that you don't have control over. There are a ton of resources that you can be using, especially somewhere like this, Washington College. A ton of people really want to help you, support you, be there for you, guide you, hold your hand through this. We are all available to you now, just like we were on campus. Communication with staff, and especially faculty, is even more important now. I know it can be overwhelming, but take some time to figure out what you need to know, from whom, and ask for it. Don't be afraid to ask for clarifications on things too. If you don't already use counseling services on campus or somewhere else, I highly recommend it. Processing your feelings and reactions to changes and uncertainty will help lessen the barriers you're facing and help you find new strategies for success. Strategy number 2, alter your vision. Each new semester, and this semester especially, brings new challenges, so you need to constantly adjust your expectations, of course, of you and yourself, but without lowering your standards. Not having a realistic and healthy view of what success is can make a lot of issues worse or create setbacks where there don't need to be. It's worth the time and effort to acknowledge what is different and how you will need to adjust your actions. Strategy number 3, be resilient. Try and see the beauty in the storms. Try and look on the bright side. Think about what you do have going for you. I know this is challenging right now, and with changes still occurring, but there are studies and research out there that shows that consistent intentional gratitude and positivity can actually help rewire your brain in a really positive way and help you look on the bright side and help you be more resilient. Strategy number 4, take care of yourself. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you're eating as well as you can. Get some exercise, keep moving, keep up with what you need to. Doing all of these things are just going to wear you down and interfere with your ability to focus and get things done that you really need to do. Make sure that you're taking breaks, but don't feel like you always have to be doing everything perfectly. Another thing you can do is think about the things that you know stress looks like in your life. Is it loss of appetite? Is it, biting your nails or something like that? Recognize what those signs are for you so that you know that you need to resolve some kind of bubbling issue. If you check in with yourself regularly, you're more likely to be able to recognize problems and be able to work through setbacks more efficiently in the future. Strategy number 5, stay focused. Make a schedule, have specific goals, and be flexible. Have some short-term goals for the next couple days, the next week, and for the whole semester. Something you might be considering doing is taking on less credits. This is a strategy I talk to students about when it's the beginning of the semester, but Dr. DeQuinzio emailed students during the second week of spring break about their new withdrawal and pass-fail deadlines. So if you need to, talk to your advisor about those possibilities. Make sure that you are picking time to focus and prioritizing. Of course, it's impossible to completely separate personal and school, especially when you're quarantined at home, but know what you can handle and when. The OAS is going to be providing additional resources and webinars about setting up study space, getting rid of distractions, and staying focused at home. Some things we want you to remember. Setbacks, including depression, anxiety, all of these things happen to everyone, but it doesn't mean that what you're feeling isn't important too. It's okay to smile, laugh, and definitely cry. Do what you need to feel better. If that is to have a good laugh at a situation or a funny movie. But if you need to cry, let that happen too, whether it's alone, with a friend, with a therapist. After you release that emotion, it can be a lot easier to keep going. Your mental health matters. It might be obvious or sound obvious, but when you're engulfed in the stress of the semester and a situation, that can be really hard to remember and hard to see what you need to do. Nobody has it all together, even if they look like they do. It's okay to be stressed, nervous, upset, anxious, sad, angry, lonely. Everyone feels that way sometimes. Think about when you're sad or feeling one of those other emotions. You might hide it because you think others don't feel that and you don't want to stick out. But a lot of other people might be doing the same thing. You may be able to help someone else by sharing your emotions, but don't feel like you have to if that's not going to help you. Recognize that there is no point in time where everyone is going to feel like they have a handle on everything. It's a moving target. Be forgiving of yourself and others.